Amish Mindset. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It helps me, helps everybody. If you have it within you to help me during this disparaging time, if I've ever given you a connect the dot, a mic drop, a new book to read, an author to look into, please consider supporting my work. And at this time, please consider helping me in my transition to a better existence because I live in hell. Yep. As we could see, I don't know, I don't want to recap every video, but I don't have anything on my walls. I'm trying to move because I have no way of paying anything right now. And again, I don't know how long the internet's going to stay on. Pawned a lot last month for those bills. So today we're going to read the Rainbow Masters. I'm most likely going to do the 2 channelings again. This is chapter 11, recording 3, Hilarion. Sunday, April 9th, 1989. Year 2, day 236. There's my dyslexia, you see. 5th ray, Hilarion the Healer. Dharma, thank you for receiving my presence. I am Hilarion of the 5th ray, the ray of healing, the ray of Enumerald. I don't know what that word is. I come as the headmaster, if ye will, of the green flame of the 5th ray. I greet thee in love. My purpose is twofold at this meeting. I wish to bring personal touching to my most beloved John, who is in fact a direct and directed fragment of myself, that one whose greatest glory was in the beginningness of Paul, Saul of Tarsus. John experienced alongside myself at that time and place, having been chosen for the task long before my actual emergence from the womb into the body. Some of us take the 2x4 across the head, John, to find out our truth, but once confronted, no man shall endure against us. So be it. As the merging time has come, we shall all be meeting of ourselves. We have all experienced in many times, many places, but there is always the one that imprints all our existence above all others. I ascend as Saint Hilarion and therefore bear the label of same. It is my work with my master teacher, Insu, the Christed perfect circle without beginning or end, that touched my soul into the forever of infinity. Damn. We always ponder what and why we come away again. What could our purpose be? It is karmic debt nigh. It is the instance the debts are paid. The joy of reversing that which we precipitated is the glory of the commitment. It is a question of polarization. When men are polarized to the Antichrist position, if they be true of God and the Christos, who is all in all, though they deny of it and him, by his Holy Spirit will he repolarize them out of the deadness of their worlds in mere words unto the Alpha and Omega of the living word. Still the tears pour forth from my eyes as I recall the experiences of my time spent in the expression of the one soul. So be it, for even lo, lifetime may pass, thy stamp will always be to be cast aside and transmuted into the glory of Creator creation. Only do we hold the memory of and for the experience of truth and lessons never to be forgotten, that we do not repeat of the errors. We must, however, know that all has its purpose. It's true. It is axiomatic. The presence of the Holy Spirit is the power of conversion. Side by side with persecutions is the greatest proof of our oneness with the Christos. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. Now comes the greatest contribution to build in the kingdom on foundation of rock, that no man can tear it asunder. Ours is of another mighty task, to heal of the wounds and the crippling circumstance wrought upon this holy place. It is the glory to work hand in hand with our beloved masters and our most revered sacred angelic energies in the communion and harmony with the very Christos himself itself, herself itself, all encompassing all. Term words get in our way to let me define a few for thee. Guru means God-man, the dispeller of darkness, the incarnation of the word avatar, who is teacher, initiator par excellence. There's no higher office held on the initiatic scale by one in physical embodiment, though the degrees of attainment by the office holder may vary according to the quality of his heart and his endurance on the path. The Eastern term for the office held by Paul is Chela, or servant of the God-man, devotee of light of Christ in the one sent, the living master who wears the mantle of the guru or teacher. Now let us consider the word Christianity. Not so, my Chelas, incorrect. It is Christ I am iti. The way of the sons of God, using the power of the sacred name, I am, to confirm their God identity on earth as it is in heaven. Thus it is written in the Akasha. Thus too it behooved Christ, then and now, to teach his own the mysteries concerning their incarnation of the world. Do these see? By being the vessel of the Christos, offering the totality of my being unto my Lord, Guru, teacher, I became the Christ, that Lord, and that Guru. Even so, I am and my Guru are one. And the answer returns over the figure ever. Sorry, guys, I cannot see today. Over the figure 8 flow of the oneness. I am, my Chela are one. Therefore, we are one infinity. I'm going to put a pause right there. So, guys, this happened to me the other day. I get blurry vision watching the screen, so just ignore. I'm going to trip up. My dyslexia is on full blast. The stress in my life. Thank goodness I have gray hair. And I most likely have something going on with my gum and my bridge. So it's like a compounding hellfire, but we need to hear this. This means that I and my Chela embody the Christ flame, the Christ standard, and the Christ consciousness of the fifth aspect of the light emanation of God, and that we are qualified to transfer this attainment to our students, line upon line, cycle by cycle. Who has chosen who? Remember, however, the words of the Master ensued Jesus of the sacred circle, until ye have prepared thyself, 'tis I who have chosen thee. When thy lessons are learned, 'tis ye who have chosen me, and I will be in acceptance of thy call. Ye will heal, ye will cast out of spirits of evilness, but ye will first learn of thy lessons, for 'tis not for thee without the presence of the Holy Spirit, yet must have the cooperation if ye will of the Spirit ye wish to cast out. Be careful lest ye bring the house down upon thy ears. Ye must become one within the power of the Holy Spirit, or the evil spirit may spit in thy face, or even remove of thy face. 'Tis the lighted spirit of truth, from which the darkness moves away. If ye are careless, ye are a tool of evil itself, and it will strike thee down. Thy world is filled to overflow with false prophets and self-proclaimed evil exorcists. Do not be foolish, and thy ego needs to be wondrous in the works of the Lord, lest ye fall on thy touch in a heap, battered and bruised and too late. Wise. Very interesting. Healing comes only through mind. Healing must come also from the truth in the holy name. It also must come from that God self within the one stricken. It must come through the mind. It can only come through the mind, so better ye ones who would heal, learn to contact and work with the portion of the mind that literally controls that which is beyond the consciousness. There are lessons on thy plane which can be given by very learned masters of the art. These are not removed from thee, but within thy group. So be it. We will be speaking more on these matters, for healing will be integral to our success. What have we done if we create a place to be inhabited by crippled energies? It is not to do with bodies. A body can be handicapped. A crippled body is very sad indeed. Illness and crippled states are sentences passed out by the judge within thyself. Ye cannot help of it in thy consciousness, for ye are being the perfect prisoner, serving thy sentence in good behavior. To be free, thee must set of thyself free. Refuse longer the sentence, pronounce thyself having served the warden long enough, and remove the binding shackles. I could tell the how ye must unlock the door and come forth. Ye are my precious ones, thee and others such as thee, who will carry this glorious banner beyond the gates and set up the city of light. We are of the realms of glory. We'll walk every step of the way with thee. We will carry thee if thee stumbles, and pick thee up if ye fall. So be it, for the story is written, the play finished. We have but to fill the roles. The alternative to this responsibility is devastation upon the magnificent garden. Let us bear of our responsibilities and magnificence, that we may stand tall of the mirror of our God and pronounce our job well done and performance pleasing. Thank you, Dharma, for thy willingness. Thy body is weary and thy mind confused. Go to the place of quiet and spend a respite with Anton. The Omega is worth the Alpha. So be it, and I place my seal upon these, my words, in the service of my most beloved I am, thy humble servant. I am that I am Hilarion. Atan here, Dharma. Ye have done well this day. Go now and allow the energies to settle into perspective. We can introduce the 6th and 7th another time. It will require a long session for Germain. I warn, for he will be thy constant companion in the journey through. Salu, 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 I am Hatan. Wow. Recording 1, Nada. Monday, April 10th, 1989. Year 2, day 237. 6-ray, Lady Nada. Dharma, good morning. I am Nada. Come to get acquainted. Firstly, let me tell you what it is ye are feeling. Ye have abdicated the thinking consciousness of thy brain. that the circuit will be clear, but you do not like the response you feel towards me. Release of it, for I am going to give you ones a lesson that I plead you never forget. Gender problems and responsibilities. We will need speak of the personal Doris Dharma, and what ye were and what ye are. Ye struggle in the feminine form in a harsh, harsh world. Ye have reached a time where the masculine form has taken on so much of the feminine trait of weakness. Many of the feminine forms have become badgering, masculine rulers. There is a confusion piled upon confusion. Sex is used, yes, I said used, for wrong purposes, only for pleasure, hardly ever for the production of a wanted, beloved child to portion a family. We see the arguments for and against abortion. For instance, for or against what of the human form, life within. At what age is it all right to murder another? Why cannot a mother take a child who is 10 years of age because she no longer cares to have him, or he is handicapped, simply cut his throat and cast him in a grave? Or a son at 30 years of age? What difference? Human life begins at conception, sometimes before. Perhaps a woman should have rights to shoot her husband if he becomes senile. I want to say this is sterile. Pronounce it a disease and shoot him too. He may only be 75 years old, 75 years of age. Oh, senile. I don't know where that was going. Got to be careful with this right here. I might have to skip some words out too, so I do apologize. So be it, Dharma. The truth of it is in sorting. Precious child, the truth is in the sorting. Before I move on, I'm going to put a pause here, and I'm going to say something that kind of backs some of this up. When they say before birth, I'll give you, for instance, for those of you who are like, what the fuck? I'm adopted. And my adoptive parents were born in 1946. My birth parents were born in the 1960s, and I'm an 80s baby. Both sets of parents, my adopted parents came into this world first, then my parents, my birth parents. Me and them had a contract with each other to bring me into this existence as I am standing here right now, sitting. We already contractually agreed that I'm going to be birthed by these set of parents, but I'm going to shift and move into this set of parents. My adoption was contractually agreed upon before both of them were even born. We made this agreement and it worked out. So I already had my existence planned out before I came into the world as this third density existence. Majority of all of you do the same thing. You pick your situation out. We all have inhibited every race, color, creed, and what have you. In each life that you live, you give yourself different soul growth lessons. This is my opinion, by the way, expressing it. So in a spiritual sense and in realistic sense, if you believe in reincarnation, we already choose the people that we're going to inhabit the our family and our soul tribe, the people that are in our family, way before we're here in the physical. And then when the seed, the conception happens, your soul alignment goes within that fetus, and then it zips back up to get in, preparation. But you have a special guide that takes you up and down, so that you're familiarized with your surroundings, and then you settle in around 7 months. But that doesn't mean this isn't alive. It has to be alive for your soul to come in and out of the vessel. So I agree with this. Although everything on this plane of existence is duality, even though it is Satan's matrix, it is of the God's divine light. So every situation is in its imperfection perfected because it is of God. So sometimes people do have those things happen to them, and it was planned because we made it happen. That's just my take on it. Back to the reading here. They claim back to the underworld for abortions, back to endangering the life of the mother, the woman. No one stands forth and says responsibility. That's true. Takes two people to tango, and if that end results, you got to take responsibility for your actions. No one stands and says, be responsible for thy actions before the fact. Why are ones engaging in illicit sexual pleasure and then assuming no responsibility for their action? Herein lies the problem. No one on thy place wants to assume responsibility for their actions. And I want to say this is like talking about like the dirty deed, and not to say that there are medical emergencies that happen within a woman, or that have to save the woman's life, because a woman might be able to get pregnant again and have a healthy term pregnancy, but sometimes things don't happen in the right way, and it's still termed. So yeah. Then it is pronounced as women's rights. Ye too in the beginning, when having a baby a year, felt a woman should have some rights. The church was preaching that ye must, as a wife, submit to the husband, man's rights. No man or woman has a right to use of another for any purpose. The sexual act being of the most sacred functions to further the species, misused is one of the most vile of all your behaviors. Ah, but you say, but in the Bible it says Jesus forgave the whore. Ah, so he did. He wasn't presented with the man involved. The man held the most stones and cast forth at her. Ah, yes. 'Tis that the Bible was written by men who felt it was right and deserving for the men to respond to his needs. Let it suffice for me to say, child, if ye have need a head pain, for instance, take of an aspirin. But if thee have need to remove some particle from the eye, use eye wash. Or would thee fly to the bed and have sex? Think carefully on these things, for it is the singularity most abused of all thy ways, the prime toy to tempt thee from the darkest side of thy being. Think carefully upon my words. Now back to thee, Dharma. Ye have experienced very seldom as a feminine energy. Ye are torn in thy own space by what ye see. There were lessons thee volunteered to come again to grow above and all the feminine aspect of thy species to come into balance. Everything so far that ye ones do to bring balance only thrusts thee into deeper pits of degradation. So be it, for thy lesson is to move forward in spite of, in most of thy past experiences, as Akhenaten, thee efforted to bring balance and truth through the one source, the one light, Atan. As Socrates, three tried to teach balance and truth in even thy most precious chelas. Plato misused the lesson to a great extent, and on you are coming into thy truth and memory. Child, and ye do not like of me very much, for I represent thee. No, write it down, my dear. What do I represent? Say it. Oh, I represent the soft feminine aspect of thyself that has caused men to destroy since the Garden of Eden. And now even Lady Master Nada has forsaken thee. I come in service and honor of the seventh ray, Master Germain. No, no, no. I come to serve with the Master Germain with. I am in the service of the Father, Mother, and God Source, and thee. Know thyself. Let this be thy lesson this day. Know thyself firstly. Know thyself. Be ye male or female. Come to balance with thyself. Face of thy resentments. Bring them forth to communicate with ones who cause thee thy perceived resentments, then release them to the cosmos, that ye might go forth in total harmony and get thy work accomplished. I come on the chosen sixth ray of refraction. My aspect is most pleasured within the third ray, the pink loving warmth of the third ray of divine love. I work in service where I am most needed and most of my chelas. Also, most words regarding myself and my brothers have been colored by the receiving person's perception of how we should be. Ye all forget the most important point of all. We here speak of aspects in the higher realms. My child, there is no man, there's not man or woman. God's source is neither man nor woman. God is. Only in thy frailty are thee men or women, hiding the aspect that displeases thee. Ye are men and women, each and all of thee, both hopefully brought into perfect balance, that ye can function in thy chosen experience, so be it. This is become acquainted, and I have given a most controversial message. 'Tis that you know me very well, Dharma, and we have debated this over and over prior to this time. We are passionate brothers in the service, be at peace, friendship, and brotherhood. No boundaries, no bigotry. And the ones are cast into the pits of bigots. Release it, note it, and pass on through it, just as with all other darkness. It will all come into balance within the light. Know it. On with my introduction, please. I was most active in the time of Atlantis. With you, of my brothers. It, like Lemuria, was a time of beauty, of seeing man grow and blossom, and then reach a peak and turn to the darkness within himself. I was tending of the flame, let us say, of love housed within the then called Temple of Love. There in the greatest city of Atlantis, I served the third ray, for my thrust was, even then, the healing of Earth's involvement course, which thy Jesus has said in the fulfilling of the law of karma. So be it, 'tis what I did at that time. Does the earth not need of healing and nurturing more than ever in existence of manifested form? Damn right it does. You are now striving for, let us name it, selfless service. The statement of selflessness must be achieved, or you cannot fulfill thy mission. To know when ye have become selfless is not to be aware of the choice of selflessness. By this I mean the natural course of your life is always the preferring of the love of God, the service of that God incarnate. To be aware of self is pleasures, its privileges, its preferences, and then to make a choice to forego that self is a step on the path of selflessness, which must indeed be taken. That's heavy. Self versus selflessness. Once you have reached that center of balance, you are no longer aware of choosing between the self and the real self, and they cast aside non-self. It seems a contradiction. Love thyself, honor thyself as God, love neighbors as self, and then cast aside of self. Nigh, for our mission requires self to function automatically as the hands, heart, and head of the unseen teachers, wherever they are needed, whenever required, filling in for God, and therefore supplying each aspect of the Christos sacred circle in which someone may be lacking, for the ultimate mastery of the transition of this garden into her ultimate perfection. Ye saw, ye came, and ye shall prevail. It is, and I carry and bring gifts of diverse kinds of tongues and interpretation of those tongues. Too much mush in the terminology. I master the nuances of vibration in the 5 rays and the almost infinite combination of the word as released through and the varied human vortices. Not so impressive in terminology, but accurate. As pertains to human, divine, and angelic tongues, these gifts involve the mastery of speech, communication, and the delivery of the word. If there is lacking in even one aspect of the aforenamed, all will fail. The vortex of every endeavor must contain an intense will. When balanced with alpha and omega in the individual or with others, the increase of the periphery is as great as the fire of the center. We must then allow the center flame to reveal all ingredients of the goal, for the very alchemy itself depends upon the formula. If the formula does not contain the capacity to bless life, to heal life, to increase wisdom, it will be self-limiting. Therefore, in business, in service, and any activity, consider how far will the light travel? How far will the effort expended reach? Will all the earth be blessed because I have lived this hour and striven for the highest, because I passed up this way? Or will only those in my immediate circle feel temporal comfort? Pause. If you've been following my channel, I've been talking about the Amish mindset and how you could do in the selflessness of using your energy in the abundance that you have. That doesn't necessarily mean financial. So when I talk about it, it's very much in alignment with what's happening and what was said here. We inhibit both poles. If you read the Kabbalion and you read the Hermetic texts and the principles, understanding that we vibrate on both, we encompass both poles. So we have a positive and a negative pole, the alpha and the omega, and we need to find neutrality and balance within the two. We will obtain a lot more. If we just stick to our community and our inner circle and we're not branching out to heal the planet, all humans, you got to embrace it all because you are part of the all and you are in the all. You're a fractalization of everything. And then here you are. So really think about what you can do to help total strangers out. And that could be as simple as a click on a like button, a subscribe on a person's channel. I think today, And I'm not saying to do it for everything that you watch. What resonates with you? I got shown, Spirit came down and showed me a bunch of new channels today, and I liked them and I subscribed. So I'm helping them out in hopes that more people come and do the same for me. You put your intention out there. I'm going through a really difficult time right now. I need a lot of help in many different directions. More than I can ever name right now. I'm hoping that there's somebody, if my channel my channel or my posts is seen by the right person, that person can come in and help me. And I could pay it forward when my cup is filled back up to help more people. But I can't help more people if I'm depleted. So this is like a chain of things that need to happen on a massive scale. And this is exactly what is being said. Meet yourself. It is so true, beloved ones, that mastery as a quality of itself has many dimensions. The wisdom and intelligence of the mind that guides and directs an effort that sets forth the goal and the means to achieve it are principally to be considered as the most important ingredients. Combined with the love, then the power, the intelligence, and planning, the understanding of all phases of project or design, will mean that you have discovered a limitless formula that will multiply and multiply itself long after you have walked the earth, or that will rise and fall again. Ye ones will be greeting thy old selves all along the path henceforth, expect it and honor the gift. Thus neither the soul nor the goal itself can raise any higher than its own matrix. Rather than pursuing many little endeavors, concentrate then on that which will reach the star of your I am presence. Let your Christ self calculate the mathematical formulae. How much effort and planning, how much involvement will it take for the rocket and the soul to mount and accelerate to the vibration of the I am presence? The worth of the individual is the potential to be God in manifestation is incalculable. Its violation at any level is fraught with far-reaching consequences, as Ensu Jesus, the Christ circle, wanted to any who offended even one of these little ones. Thus tenderly sponsor the world's children, individual by individual, often in answer to the prayers or cries of anguish and abandonment. I have legions of angels who personally attend to the little ones and the youth, but they must be called in. If the child cannot call, ye must ask in behalf of thy tiny being. 'Tis accepted duty to do so. I also wish to speak a moment on twin flames. Most important, a term that has been soiled by possession of the term to relate a status of sorts. No, it is but two acting in harmony for enhancing the power and potential benefit. Wherever there is the action of going forth two by two, one is the bearer of the alpha flame and the other is the omega, forming a circle of light that cannot be penetrated, like an impregnable fortress. Realize that the conferring by the teachers of karma of opportunity and initiation for twin flames is to that end the twin flames together might enter the path of singulariness to the Christ red ray. Traveled along the red road, brothers, and further call on the creator ray. Sanat Kumara of the sacred Kumaras for help toward the end alongside the brother flame bearer. Since the sinking of Lemuria and subsequently Atlantis, circles of masters of ancient tribal masters, disciplines, have been sponsored by the Great White Brotherhood to hold the balance of light for Earth's evolutions. I was honored in that I was allowed to be among those who kept the flame from the earth during the period of the great darkness that covered thy land. We who came to earth with Sanat Kumara, creative source, Tankashila, grandfather, did carry of the flame and spread it to other locations. We keepers of the light flame have continued to be re-embodied to serve, whether it be in physical embodiment or form the ascended state. We maintain the balance of Alpha and Omega in the spirit matter cosmos through the teacher-student relationship. Let us now utilize these segments of the total light to once again bring total balance in harmony to the once perfect place of creation and creator. No more, no less is perfection for a transition to higher beingness. It is written that it shall be, it is spoken that it shall be. It shall be, and we shall do of it, so be it, and Salah, blessed children of ourselves. Let me take leave as I caused you to write much past that which I first intended. However, these ones must take note of those things which pass thy feeling sentences. When they pass, 'tis no longer singular lessons for a one. 'Tis for all are one. I leave thee in love and nurture by the eternal flame of the sixth ray of understanding all in all. I am greatly blessed for the allowance of serving with thee ones along this journey. I place my seal upon these words, that they be brought forth in truth and remain ever in truth. I salute thee ones for the accepted burdens in such a darkened density of existence. We are ever at thy side. I am that I am, Lady Master Nada of the ray of six, refraction of the central crystal source of all light. So be it, and amen. Hatan here, Dharma. Let us rest a bit. Ye have done well, and as thy teacher I am pleased. Hold to me, and ye will receive as given forth. So be it, for it will be no other way. Our circle of workers diminish daily. Ye ones of us will endure in honor and integrity, for ye have accepted thy lessons well, Sheilas. I am honored, and I salute thee, for thy way is difficult. Thy duties are only different, one from another. Blessings be to the most cherished Tuila, who makes me proud as a father and a teacher, for her work with the great councils and conclaves. I honor her truth and purity of perfection. 'Tis not an easy task to write and bring forth the negative messages of such serious meetings. I salute her in reverence and humility. I am pleased that she has been reunited in visible concept with her people of the third galaxy. Captain Frigoda is most closely her relation. I wish to be a public acknowledgement of our honor of her presence. So be it, for it comes with deepest gratitude and love for this special little ones. Salu, salu, salu. I am Hatan of command, Hatan of light. That's a lot to take in. I'm going to leave it there. The next two are pretty lengthy, and they're also very important. I hope to get them done before I gotta move or my internet gets shut off. My house, I've been showing my house at, my realtor knows my situation really, like, not that well, but he knows it. And he's been trying to get people in by appointment only so that I'm safe and that I'm not having strangers just walk into my house. So every day he asks me, like, are you available to have a showing? And of course I have to say yes, because I need somebody to come in and buy it without a 60-day waiting period on getting money. And I need to buy a house, like I need to go and get a house, but I can't do anything until I have money in my account. So I need something to happen really quick for me, so I'm not lingering and what have you. So I've been able to, the last few days, do more readings, because I've been getting one or two people that come in for like a half hour and then they leave and then I wait, and I've been doing my readings in between that. So I hope to be able to do a bit more. I'm dog sitting tomorrow, so I won't be able to do anything until night. Sunday, I'm going to be out of my house again. I have an open house. Not fun, but it has to happen. So, yeah. Pray for me. I need prayer warriors. I need a miracle. My father passed away on Sunday 17 years ago, and it's changed the course of my life. I signed up for that. He signed up for that. It's really interesting when you read this stuff, and it's stuff that I've been saying, and it's just it's a validation, but it's also helping us see that it's more than one source saying the same thing and feeling it and getting it. And not everybody is going to be receptive to the information. Some of these guides, I trust me, I have in the earlier parts and portions of this have stated I don't agree with it. A lot of things don't resonate with me and a lot of things do. We have to use our own discernment because we determine our reality and our truth in our own selves. On a collective scale, if we all come together knowing that this is like it, like what they're talking about in this paper and all these channelings, it's happening now, but it was channeled in 1989. That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. So really put it in perspective, we were held back a lot, and for a long time. This stuff is happening now. So we all need to come together. Once I'm able to move, I would like to be doing group meditations. I'm not an expert in meditation. I meditate a lot. But coming together as a community, as people that need to focus on a specific goal, I need to be able to get that done in a new space and be able to, do this easier and have my situation not be so chaotic. But I hope this resonated with you. I know that topic that Lady Naga spoke about isn't an easy one to stomach for some. Again, take what resonates with you. Everybody has a difference of opinion, and what is a beautiful thing is to accept another's perception and perception. I said that completely wrong. You gotta understand you need to take in another person's perspective. You don't have to agree with it. You're gonna have your own take on any topic that is brought to you. But having the ears to hear and at least being open enough to listen to it is all that matters. Like, I don't like everything that I read it anyway because it's important. It might resonate with somebody else. Right? I'm just a messenger here. It's my role. I'm a channel through spirit to get messages out, to help everybody awaken, to help others see and acknowledge that there are other things out there. There's other perceptions and perspectives that we need to be taking in outside of the one book. So please keep that in mind. I'm sending each and every one of you love and light. If you can help me out, that'd be amazing. And blessings to everybody. We have a new moon coming in tomorrow. Enjoy it. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Let's prosperity and abundance for all. And I hope to see you on the next one, guys. Bye.